Shem Kol Yisrael, Gevalt, I have a beautiful story for you, recounted by Mr. Omen, and it's recorded in the book of Shlomo by M. Brandwine, a true story and a very powerful and relevant story, as we shall see. So it was in the 1960s, and Rav Shlomo Carlebach is hosting one of those unforgettable concerts, teach-ins, and more people are streaming into this little basement somewhere in Haifa. And Shlomo is singing, and people are dancing, telling Hasidic stories, and the night is going later and later, and people are just so absorbed into the holiness of the night. They forgot completely what time it was. Meanwhile, right next door, there was a man trying to fall asleep, and all the noise and the party going down the street was bothering him. He couldn't sleep. He was tossing and turning. And he opens up his window and he screams at one of the kids down below, "Hey, will you guys shut up? I'm trying to sleep here." And of course, the kids didn't like that. So one of the kids screamed back, "And whose your sleep is more important than our singing? Maybe it's the other way around." And the man didn't really appreciate that. They got into an argument. They threw insults at one another. And the man became enraged at their chutzpah. So he walks out of his house wearing nothing but his shorts, takes a big knife, walks through the basement, goes right up to Rav Shlomo, grabs the guitar from Rav Shlomo, takes the knife, and slashes all the strings, and drops the guitar to the floor. And of course, chaos ensues. The whole crowd is in shock. One of them calls the police. Another one threatens to bash the guy in. They're about to get into a fist fight when Shlomo takes the mic. And Shlomo says, "Holy brothers and sisters, Rabotai, my friends, please, we need more love. We need more joy. We need more peace. Please come and sing and dance. Please dance with me." And they start singing and dancing. And Shlomo grabs this guy's hand and grabs him into the circle. And hesitantly, slowly, the guy starts getting into it. And he starts dancing. And he gets more and more into it. Until a few minutes later, they're all forming circles. And the man in shorts is jumping up and down, singing and dancing and sweating. And this goes on for about another hour until Rav Shlomo says, "Okay, guys, we've had our fun. We don't want to, God forbid, keep anyone up, annoy anybody in the neighborhood. So we're going to call it here." But the man in the red shorts had a better idea. He said, "No, Shlomo, I know a place around here that we could keep singing and it won't bother anybody." He leads Rav Shlomo to a little area in the Technion that he had the keys to, and they continue dancing and singing until a little bit later, the police arrive on the scene. And the police come and they arrest the man in the shorts. They say that if someone had told them that violence had been threatened and they need to arrest the man. Shlomo sees this, says, God forbid, this is my best friend, and we've totally made up. I forgave the man. It's all good. But the police say, "No, there's nothing we can do. The law was broken. He has to stand trial." Shlomo says, "God forbid." He starts tugging on the man, and there's a tug of war between Shlomo and the police, and now the Hasidim, Shlomo's students, are helping out their Rebbe, and eventually the police give up. He said, "This is madness." And they leave the police. The police leave the man, and the man is very touched. And he goes up to Rav Shlomo and says, "What can I do to repay you for saving me? I'm so sorry that I acted in a time of anger." And Rav Shlomo whispers into his ear. Basically, he asked the man, "The best thing you could do for me would be to start wearing talis and tefillin every day for the sake of the Jewish people." And indeed, the man from that day on began to wear talis and tefillin. He would even borrow it sometimes from Rav Shlomo. And that's the end of that story. Now, the great thing about a good story is that it never ends because the story is not just about what happened in the 1960s. It's about what's happening to us. So this past Shabbos, I was having a Shabbos meal, um, and we were singing and dancing in the spirit of Shlomo. And the neighbors didn't really appreciate all the noise, and they were having a hard time having their Shabbos menucha. And one of them comes down knocking rather angrily, and I didn't know what to do, mainly because, well, I didn't read this Rav Shlomo story yet, so I didn't know that what I should have done is grab him into the circle and started dancing with him. But maybe I've absorbed a little bit of Rav Shlomo's spirit from previous stories. So what I told the man is, listen, holy brother, you're totally right, but we already have all these guys here, so we're gonna keep singing, but we won't bang, and we'll try to work something out between us to make peace between us. And please come down next time. We'll make a l'chaim. And the guy seemed to take it okay, and the meal went on. And after Shabbos, we spoke and we made peace. We made a deal that we'll sing, but we won't bang. We won't end the meal too late. And I'm still waiting. B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully next time he's going to come down. And we'll make a l'chaim together at our Shabbos table. But this is, at least for me, the spirit of Rav Shlomo. Peace is the most important thing. Always to seek and pursue peace, and at the same time to stand strong on the values of joy. Sometimes when we have a situation of conflict, we think that the best way to solve the problem is to go head on, to argue it out. But Rosh Hashanah is teaching us actually maybe sometimes the best solution is to bring more joy into our lives. This is the 30th anniversary of Rosh Hashanah Carlebach's passing away. And so in his chus, may we have much more joy and patience for one another. Have a great day and have an almost Shabbos. If you enjoyed this little shir, please send me an email. If you have any comments, thoughts, questions, further stories, follow-up stories, you can send me an email at keithflax@gmail.com, keithflaks@gmail.com. And we hope you're enjoying the teachings.